Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the markets. Thursday, September 22nd. We're gonna look at some technical analysis on SPY, on GameStop, some futures. I've been trading, scalping a couple of runners today. SPRO, ABCT, Sava is still going. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Money sticks around. Follow us on Twitter at HappyMoneyYT, as well as Discord server you can jump on. That's in the description. Yeah, so SPY today just traded real flat, stuck in this range. Not a good day to be scalping, but I did anyways and basically lost in every trade. So I know better. Was hoping for a breakout one way or the other, and never really happened. And then when this came about and I tried to go long on the future again, I ran out of margin. So couldn't make that move. And then I don't know how it works with the margin on there, because I'm either really close to margin or I don't know. Well, yeah, something's happened, but at any rate, yeah, SPY's looking very weak. Tomorrow being Friday too, I'm expecting more red. Kind of setting up a bear flag here on the hourly as well. Daily, we've got bearish on the MACD, red under the 9 moving average. Still kind of just falling and not in any sort of range of support, I don't think, until further down here. We did actually fill that gap yesterday, so when I was recording the video yesterday, it kind of threw me off because it was all happening while I was recording the video. But yeah, I was saying if SPY breaks this candle here, which it did yesterday when I was doing the video, I was like, it looks like it's going to be down. So as it did that, that also changed the RSI, so there wasn't an RSI divergence anymore. So then I just basically flipped bearish. I think the market doesn't like what Powell said more so than the 75 basis points. So yeah, I think we'd probably keep coming down, and could be a lot, could be violent, and could be soon. So yeah, today's just kind of a consolidation day, but I think probably more downs tomorrow and probably next week. GME definitely accelerated to the downside today, and yesterday after my video, kind of looking at it closer, I basically looked like we weren't going to have the big rally we were hoping for. So my swing shares actually closed yesterday in extended hours. Just looking at the TA and seeing that it looks like we're probably in this area right here, potentially still in this area or like a trough like area, but I think most likely in this area right here. So that would mean more downs. If we are in kind of a trough area, because I do still see that we could have a rip coming up here in October, then I would be looking for an RSI divergence, which we might be getting. Just watch kind of the next couple days. We break this 23.42 low and our RSI stays higher than back here. I'll be watching it very close on that daily candle and then the next day to see if it's creating a peak down here. If it does, we will have that divergence, and I will be going back long with options as well as more shares. But yesterday I opened up puts, and then I actually opened up more today, and they paid out pretty well. I actually closed. I wasn't planning on closing them because they're for like the end of October, but I closed them all here and then started to reopen them actually here. We might get a little bit more of a bounce in the morning. We'll see, but maybe not, honestly. Yeah, and if we are in kind of a trough range, then this downside only lasts a couple days. If we are, of course, back here, then we'll probably see a couple weeks at least, maybe 3 or more. We'll be looking for volume to start picking up as we approach a bottom, and either RSI divergences or candlestick patterns that will show a bottom. I drew a nice little chart for Discord. We mentioned this day, one of these days, whenever Citadel got their 40 million or 400 million loan. It was right around the top here, and I said, this is interesting, they're getting a loan while we're right up here in the squeezy territory. And then we literally just got shorted down since then, and this has been one of the worst shorts, I would say. Just how how smoothly it just came down and pretty much no relief. So this bump right here could just be consolidation before more downs, which would make it seem more like this. Coincidentally, at this peak, literally this day, or right around this time, Citadel got $1 billion investor and gave up a seat on the board for that $1 billion investor. Those are only 2 times, I think, in the last 2 years that they've taken on money, and this was another long downtrend, consolidation, and then more downs. And I think that was one of our longest down periods after they got money. The whole Citadel thing, I'm not like trying to gang up on Citadel, but if all that is true and Citadel's behind, you know, majority of this, it is kind of interesting seeing where they got loans and how it's helped basically their short position. So we will see. I will be looking for those signs like I showed you in RSI divergence in the next 4 or 5 days, or even if we just double bottom here, not necessarily getting a divergence. If we break this, then I'll look for a divergence. If there's no divergence and we keep coming, then I think we are in this zone, and then I think we could expect probably another 40% to the downside, because roughly, if say like today is this day, we've got 37% to that low, and what is that, like 2 weeks? So might not be that low, might not be that fast, might not be that slow, but that's kind of what I would anticipate if we don't see a RSI divergence or a double bottom down here. So somewhere right around there, that would put us right around 15, what I was seeing before, 15 and a half, and probably a little further out than this line right here, probably further out here. So yep, we're still waiting on that. I will be riding puts on the way down and waiting for an entry. GME below 25 prior to the split was below 100, which was typically a good time to a pretty safe buy. In a market, depending on the market conditions, that might still be a good buy, but you might see teens, especially if the market starts to crash, and we could break this low and these 22 lows and even get back down here into the teens, I think, as I just showed you, if we're repeating this pattern right here. So really, in a market crash or very bearish market, patience will be the play. I mean, of course, you can make money on the downside too, but if you're trying to go long, just having patience on going long and not getting shaken and jumped in and FOMO'd in on a small little rally or pop. But yeah, that's kind of my outlook for GME, as well as the market. So the market was setting up that RSI divergence, and then yesterday, literally while I was doing the video, it broke it. So the divergence ended because this came lower than here. Yeah, just barely. So now that's just bearish to me. There's no divergence showing a rebound. And we're not really at any support, so I think the market will probably keep coming down. And I've got a short on the S&P future, S&P 500 future. I was scalping them today, like I said, not a good idea. But the ones I did pick up yesterday worked really well. I missed this one, got the rip on that one, sold it here, and then shorted futures here, and then should have closed it last night, but I was planning on just holding it, you know, for however long, on a longer time frame, you know, looking at like daily candles and holding it. And I'm like, I'm active on the market all day. There's no reason to really hold through all of this. So I closed it. I closed it like here. Did pretty well, and then I was just scalping today, which was a mistake. So I think what I'm gonna do is have one contract maybe for like longer term that I just don't touch, and I'm more just trading it on the daily. So waiting for a reversal on the daily. And then intraday, I'll trade another contract that if we have a day that has more of a more tradable day, that's, you know, has a direction more or less. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know if I have margin for that kind of stuff, but yeah, here are the trades made today. Holy crap. So this is both accounts. Close out of my pins calls. Probably good to actually open a short on that. And here's the futures. Here's the GME puts that I bought this morning that I actually ended up closing out for like 40% 20 minutes ago, which I was planning on holding, but yeah, it came down too much today to say no to those profits. Yeah, futures again. I opened up a bearish Tesla play. It's kind of expensive. December 16th, 213 put. Tesla's held up the best, which is kind of sketchy if you're trying to go short, but at the same time, it has them furthest to go down. So, oh, that MACD, it was flipped to bearish today. It looks like it's still bullish. We do have a red candle under the 9 moving average and kind of a triple top up here. It might be early on this one. A lot of these ones that were really red today will probably have some kind of bounce tomorrow. Potentially, I would imagine, just because it's so oversold on the RSI. That said, SPY might also, maybe in the morning, and then sell off at the end of the day, just assuming since it's a Friday and already very weak. So yeah, that's the Tesla. It's a good amount of time, December 16th, 213.33 put. Yeah, I'm hoping that will be deep in the money. SPY futures, yep. So I think our market honestly could crash the next month or two. So potentially before midterms. We'll see though. I guess that would be, it's October, so if it doesn't crash in October, they could probably stretch it till November, I guess. Here are those other puts I opened and closed. So there's all the ones I sold, and then that other future. Let's see what else we have in here. There's the Tesla put. So right now I just got back into that one $22 put for October 14th on GME. I pick longer dated, it's just safer. And I was kind of going by this megaphone top. Gives it a price target for 18 to 15 range at the end of, or kind of right here in the middle of October the 7th. So we'll see. I definitely think it could happen, especially with a weak market. But it could reverse very quickly, just like something like right here, if we're in a trough-like area. So we'll be waiting. This time, where did we see our RSI divergence? Oh, right here. So here was one RSI divergence on a trough. So this low was higher than this low, but the RSI here, this was lower than that low. So that was one time we saw an RSI divergence pretty recently. And then, of course, the SPY one on the weekly that we were calling out for a while, here and here. Those lows and these lows were higher, which gave us the biggest bear market rally that lasted the longest of this year. Speaking of that, the weekly candle here is bearish engulfing candle on SPY, which is definitely bearish. Looks like the MACD is crossing bearish on this week if tomorrow closes at this point or lower. So yeah, I think I'm not sure if we'll make it, if we'll hold out till midterms for a crash. I don't know. Oh, BBBY was actually stronger today. It was almost green into close. Looks like it's come back down. Yeah, had to move up. This one's hurting. To roll this BBY, I want to roll it to like at the money, like 7.5 or 8 strike, and to do that I have to go out to January, which sucks. So it's fine because I'm not ever realizing the loss basically, and every time I roll it down, I'm pulling out more capital out of the play, but it's just tying up a lot of money for a long time. These GME puts too, I was meaning to close them this morning, but just too many different accounts doing stuff. Yeah, and then like I said, the swing shares I closed out, so the 700 now down to 400, so those are marinating for long term. Same with in the E-Trade, and then the ones here on Webull I closed out. So have some buying power if we do see reversal on there. IPO came out today. Got uplisted LPTV. Didn't do very well. They only gave me like 12 shares, so I'm actually just gonna hold this for the 30 days to up my reputation with Webull and holding IPO shares. Another IPO tomorrow, MCLDP, which I have position in, and hopefully I get some shares of it and it does well. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace out.